What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. I hope you had a great September. Welcome to October. It is like spooky season now. It's fall. It's all the things. It's also eclipse season. And, well, tomorrow, on Wednesday, we get a solar eclipse in Libra. So, fun stuff. Let's take a look at the astrology for this Mars Day. Tuesday. Of course, Mars is coming off the trine to Saturn. We're also seeing Mars and the Sun build up into their square, which is a very long-lasting square when you get the Mars and the Sun going at it, because the Sun, of course, goes about a degree a day. And, well, Mars goes about, slowing down, it goes about 40 minutes, 44 minutes a day when it's fast, but slowing down, getting ready for a retrograde in Leo. So definitely building up to a nice little Mars Sun square. Ironically, right in the time where Mars is dispositing the North Node in Aries, dealing with ourself, our identity, our desire nature, and really our individual desire nature, not so much connected to the others of Libra. That is the opposite point, though, and we do want to find balance between ourselves and others, but with the Sun in Libra and Mercury making their superior conjunction and the Moon coming into Libra today, there is a lot of rebalancing and just figuring out of what's going on with relationship dynamics in our life. We could have a lot of desires, especially with Venus in Scorpio, Eros in Scorpio, a Mars Sun square. There's a lot of activation right now. And I think, especially with the Moon finishing up in Virgo, we're seeing where things are really getting like karmically cleaned out, like a karmic cleanse. We're seeing where the universe, even with Neptune in opposition to that Moon, is playing these unique games in our lives right now. And the Moon also, speaking of unique, it's going to trine Chiron before that. But there's these interesting little intricate games that are being played right now about chapters changing, things leaving, but there's also something about things coming in too. The South Node does deal with a release, but it's releasing bad patterns. It's releasing things that are kind of subconsciously, we set a weird ideal up for something and then set conditions around it. And then those conditions may or may not get met. And then we're like, whoa, I don't know. And, we can be a little confused at the same token, but it's like, we have to find some sense of clarity and acceptance and change right now. And whether that means relationships are literally changing in our lives or just the relationships we have built to different things in life, they need to change. Ironically, I quit coffee 2 weeks ago. I've been drinking coffee my whole life. Love coffee. I didn't even really consciously think about it with the astrology, but that's a relationship that I'm just like, I think I've consumed enough caffeine over the last, I don't know, half my life, basically, where it's like, do I really need more caffeine? I don't think I do. I feel like maybe my nervous system, my adrenal system might like it more if I just drank some tea in the morning, because I do like something hot in the morning. So I'm like recalibrating little relationships like that. And then all the way up to bigger relationships in my life, they're getting completely recalibrated right now as well. But like, we want to be in a flow with the change and not kind of hold on to things that are, we're seeing change take place, right? That's the point, is to not be so clingy onto a certain thing. If something's trying to kind of weasel its way out of your life right now, whatever it may be, we want to let that cleanse happen and see what happens. And maybe we build a better relationship, or maybe we realize that we're re-identifying a certain relationship to person, place, or thing. But I think that that's where we really want to try things different with the Moon trine Uranus, be open to different ideas, open to different scenarios, be very, at the same time solid in our own individuality, our own nature to be unique and to try things that are unique to us. And everybody's unique, right? So we're all trying something a little bit different to build better relationships to everything right now. There's something too about the South Node, and of course we're going to see the Moon come into Libra, and we're going to start to feel that eclipse energy today for sure. Even though it's a dark moon, balsamic moon that's happening, we're definitely gonna start to feel some eclipse things happening. And the South Node can bring past situations back in, and we're dealing with all this Libra energy. So it's an interesting thing right now when it comes to like new relationships, because in many ways, I wouldn't suggest to anybody to go jump into a relationship right now, especially if you like just met and you're like, I don't know, if there isn't some kind of a, history built with Pluto and Capricorn again, like some kind of a history there. But there's also this, there could be some serious karmic necessity where people are coming back into people's lives right now. And I think that that's something to consider, and it's something that you have to identify within yourself. So even people who listen to astrologers and, want the advice out there of like, what should I do? What should I not do? A lot of this too is like, stop listening to what everybody's telling you to do and find your unique path and find your unique desires and find your, authority to make calls and identify what's good for you in your life. So it's interesting because you might feel like there's a really intense pull to someone or something right now. And you might want to investigate that. You might want to check it out, see what's going on in there. But it's not a time to get overly attached to certain scenarios or, get too grandiose, if you will, but just to experience, because there's probably something that is of purpose there. And I just want to say that as we come into this eclipse cycle, because relationships are heavily, heavily on the mind right now. And a lot of them are going to be between people and not just a person, place, or thing. But I understand we're all in different places. And for some people, it might not be a person right now, but it's heavily related to people. And I think with Venus in this grand trine, and even the moon in a grand trine, there's 2 grand trines. The moon, Uranus, Pluto, and Venus, trine Mars, trine Saturn, trine Venus. Which is earth and water, so it's the 2 feminine energies, which is like a very interesting thing about receptivity and being able to like really feel and also receive. So we're also getting a good look at like where we're receiving energy too. And I think part of it is we can't have things too full right now. And that's part of the things that might be getting disposed of, dissolving, being pushed away, the magnet flipped, it's going the opposite direction. Because we also need to be in a place where we can identify that we can still receive. So if we're full, we can't receive. And I think that this Venus needs to know when to cut its losses. Scorpio also deals with investments, and sometimes we make bad investments in life, and we have to know when to cut our losses and get out so that we can take another opportunity. So I do think that the opportunity is vast right now in a time where it can almost feel constrictive and it can almost feel like a little just heavy, right? Because of the high energy and eclipse season, but we really want to remain in a positive state of our self-identification, of ourself, and stay strong and keep doing the things that are upping value in our life and cutting the losses of things that are clearly on a descending path in our life. And see what we can receive right now. And be willing, and not scared to act on the things that we can receive and make the changes necessary. Because that's where I do think really beautiful balance and harmony can be found. But we have to do this stuff for ourselves. So, again, I don't like to tell people what they should do with their lives, which is funny that I'm on a YouTube channel and I do astrology and I, give an energy update basically. But you got to figure this one out for yourself and find that deep power to make the right changes for yourself and to kind of know what's good and safe for yourself. And if things don't feel safe, they might not be. But sometimes we also have to get through fears of feeling not safe and realize that we're always safe. As long as we have a strong bond to our values and to our self-worth, we can always find safety and security, regardless of what external events happen. So try to stay open to receiving today. Try not to, feel like you have to take advice from somebody. The best thing I could say is sit with yourself and trust yourself right now. And trust that you know what's best for yourself. And that you're going to do what's best for yourself, regardless of what others want or how they might react. because you got to look out for yourself right now. If you're only looking out for everybody else but yourself, this will be hard. You know, this next week will be hard. This next 2 weeks will be hard. The rest of this year will be hard. You know what I'm saying? So, got to like saddle up and get in that driver's seat for your life. It's your life. And if things feel like they're being brought in by God, they absolutely could be being brought in by God. And they could also be, you know, there could be trickster energy too that's testing us. But it's not about being scared and trying to always make the right decision and be perfect. You know? That's impossible. So trust yourself right now to make the decisions that you think are in most alignment with you. And we will see what the card is for today. Oh, we got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Right, this is like the I got extra to give you card. Like, let me throw some pennies your way. Let me throw some dineros. There's some gold coins. Balancing things out. I think this card in reverse is like, we have given way more time and time again than we give to ourselves. And if we don't have the capacity to give, we cannot give right now. We have to do more work on ourselves. We have to trust ourselves that we put in the work, we're going to get the result. And we're going to get the return that we're looking for in the end. But like, to just keep giving and giving right now and thinking that that's keeping your scales balanced and that's keeping things in alignment is silly. And we need to be more careful and make sure we're feeding our own cup, you know, and not just pouring into everybody else's, because then that pitcher is going to run out and everybody's going to have a piece and you're not going to have anything and you're going to feel lost and you're not going to feel like you have an identity or anything good. You'll feel empty. And we need to remember that. Got to give to yourself right now, more than anything. And if you have the capacity to give to others, then outstanding. You can do that, but that's only because you've given to yourself. So keep that in mind. I love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. I'll see you all for the eclipse tomorrow on Wednesday, and I will be fitting in sun sign horoscopes for that eclipse. Some point, I'm going to go live and do that. Super busy week, Sterling, readings, other moving parts in life, and I will get that out. But as far as like time and date, hard to pinpoint that one down. I'm just going to have to find time and do it. I don't know when that's going to be yet. Also, I know it's October 1st. I'm still running my reading sale through Wednesday at noon Pacific time. So if you want to book a reading, $200, $100 off my usual price of $300, please do. This is kind of like the last little bit of that sale that's going to run. So I just wanted to extend it to the eclipse. I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.